Fly on the Wall TV.
Hello and welcome to Fly on the Wall TV. Today I'll be recapping 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Season 6, Episode 9, Not So Silent Partners. This week's Fly rating was about a 6. It didn't make it to wow and definitely wasn't a whoa. Mike, Trish, and Natalie. Let it burn. And we'll talk about what should burn in a few. So Mike and Natalie go to a pet store to get a puppy, and they leave with a rat instead. They named the rat Lucky because it was saved from becoming the meal of a snake or other animals. Thought that was really nice and sentimental. Um, and maybe Natalie does need some type of pet or something else to do during the time that Mike goes to work. Okay, so now they've been home for over a week from Thanksgiving with Trish in Oklahoma. Natalie is still upset because Mike didn't stand up to his mom when she claims that Trish called her a hooker while cooking Thanksgiving dinner. Now, here's my thing with this. I feel as though if Trish did call Natalie a hooker, why wouldn't they, TLC, put that on the show? Because it would it would be very salacious. I mean, you have the mother-in-law calling the chick Natalie a hooker. I would think that they would have put that in, unless they kept it out to make it seem like she's crazy. But I don't know. I don't know if that happened. But Natalie was also in the kitchen telling Mike not to touch her, you know. And she said the word. I don't know if anybody would uh, well, maybe it's because she's not an English speaker. She feels freely to use the word, not knowing how crass that would be to use in the front of your mother-in-law or your mother, in that type of setting. You're not talking about a cat walking across the street. So, I don't know. Maybe Trish did look at her and say, that was a real hooker thing to say. I don't know. But what bothers me is the way Mike, who just acts like a big kid to me, how he just continued to let it go on when you had the chance to talk to your mom and your wife together right there before Thanksgiving dinner to say, hey, mom, Natalie thinks you called her a hooker. What happened? What did you say? And that could have been a 5 to 10 minute conversation where she and Natalie could have worked it out, or she could have said, "Oh no, I told her she's a fabulous cooker," or I told her that something, I don't know, or I told her, ask her if she wanted to smoke the hookah. I just think that he let it drag on and on and on, and it didn't have to. So now they've avoided talking about it for a whole week. I don't know if it's just for the TLC cameras because they came back and okay, now we got to talk about this again. But it was so annoying that he would let this fester. And annoying also was Natalie's attitude about it on the last day, about the scarf and acting like a kid while sitting in the vehicle and the whole airport attitude. I mean, I don't see how they made it a week without, I don't know, that it was just, it's really weird. So anyways, the conversation begins with Natalie speaking very condescendingly about Mike's upbringing, and she says that she was raised by a good mom in the proper way, and that her mom said that because Trish called her a hooker, she should no longer say anything to her. Now, I know that Natalie is an only child, so her mother's word is like gold. I've never heard her speak of her father, so I think that, her mom is kind of all she has. And her mom even kind of said that all they, for so long, they only had one another. So Natalie takes her mom's word like as the gospel. So the argument ensues, and the rat is running all through Natalie's hair, which I thought was disgusting. But that scene right there with the rat running through her hair broke the internet. I'll tell you why in a minute. All right. So I think that the misunderstanding was, well, it was a big misunderstanding. It could have been handled by the right type of husband, someone that has dealt with conflict before and knows how to resolve situations. Mike apparently doesn't know. Okay. So Mike snaps and realizes that Trish, his mom, suggesting being an interpreter, Natalie being an interpreter wasn't the bad idea of all, because Natalie mentions that if she becomes an interpreter, she'll do it at the TV station, and and that's kind of sort of what Trish was kind of saying, is that she could benefit from the whole um you know, code C19. I don't want to say it on YouTube. I think we're not supposed to. She can benefit from that going on at the time and use her skills to, you know, interpret things, whether it be for the news or on Zoom calls or whatever, however they do it. And she could probably make a lot of money doing that. I mean, who speaks Ukrainian that you know? So she finally got it in her own way, and that's what Mike was trying to tell her. Was like, duh, that's kind of what we've been saying. You know, nobody was trying to down you and say that you're not smart or that you don't have these wonderful degrees, but until you can do something else, that might be something good for you. So that's when the light went off for him, and he wants to act like the big bad wolf. And so when the rat was going through Natalie's hair, she, in the confessional actually, mentions that maybe she heard the wrong word. Maybe Trish didn't call her a hooker. And that's when I had to give her the side eye, because I think Natalie may have made the whole thing up just for like entertainment value for herself, or for her to have a reason to snap off on Trish on that last day or whatever it was. But then she said that she didn't not hear it, and that uh, she just was saying it so that they could end the fight. So something's going on. I think Natalie's lying. She didn't. Trish probably didn't call her a hooker, and she just wanted some attention or wanted a reason to, you know, just have an attitude and all that stuff, but which was really childish. So, let's go back. As the rat is running through Natalie's hair, did you guys notice that TLC was blurring something out in the background, right in the back of her on Mike's shelf? Well, I noticed it. And I'm thinking, like, what in the heck could that be? Like, Mike have a dildo on his shelf? Like, what's going on? But I didn't think about it too much, because I mean, hey, what am I gonna do? However, apparently, hey, TLC viewers are A1, okay? Somebody must have been watching on a movie screen or something, because they got screenshots of the one time that TLC forgot or missed blurring that object, and that object was actually a Confederate flag candle. A Confederate flag candle. So I'm going to stop right there. I hope that Natalie will leave him, and that she will eventually make his life a living hell, like Larissa did to quote Debbie for a while. I hope that she dates men in this country that will make Mike and Trish skin crawl. And I hope she finds happiness with a real man somewhere else, right here in America, so that Mike, big boy Mike, will have to deal with it. Hey, hey you. Have you subscribed to the channel yet? You haven't? You might want to do that right away, because I am going to be bringing you some more 90 Day Fiancé, celebrity gossip, breaking news, just anything that I find out there. So please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you can fly with me on Fly on the Wall TV. Thank you for watching.